Hi guys, so today we are in the starting of our second European recipe, which is a French Navarin. Obviously, it is with the mutton. So let us not go into much details on it, or any introduction kind of video. Let us directly jump into the video so that we can save some time and we can focus mostly on the preparation. So guys, for Navarin, we took here almost 750 grams of mutton with big sizes, and we have few things like one is the pepper, black pepper, this one, and some amount of salt for seasoning. Don't put much salt here. Okay, and let us season it. And keep it aside for some time, and in the meantime what we will do, we will chop the vegetables. Navarin is basically a dish which means a lamb prepared with huge amount of vegetables. So guys, here we need two onions for our Navarin. So 750 grams and 2 onions are fine. So let us thinly chop it. And so guys, we have some cloves of garlics. So let us thinly chop it, and we need it for the preparation of the mutton. So guys, here I have some French beans. So let us quickly chop it. So let us chop it like this. Basically, Navarin is a dish which is full of vegetables. So ideally, carrots and potatoes, beans, these are the main kind of vegetables that we can add to the Navarin, because basically it's a kind of mutton stew kind of dish, but thickened with some amount of flour, that is general purpose flour, which we need. So it need not be that kind of well-shaped chopping of the beans. That is fine enough. And let us add these whole beans for the final presentations. and garnishing. So let me keep it aside. Guys, here I have taken the carrot, so fairly big size, and try to make it little bigger, because whenever it will go with mutton, so that time it will be much softer, or it will be melted if you make it very, very thinly sliced. So let us keep it as much big as possible. So these pieces I have kept it around, because without while matching with this kind of pieces, it has a chance to get melted, and you will never find it after cooking. So these two pieces I have kept like the round shape. Now I have some sweet corns and green peas. Here those are optional, that you can add if you have. If you don't have, that is also fine. And spice choice for Navarin, as it is a kind of Italian dish, a kind of French dish. So we have here some, we don't get the fresh parsley here, so I have only option, that is I can only use the dried parsley. And then here I have some thyme. So thyme you can get from any kind of any good shopping store, supermarket. And here I have some dried oreganos, and I have some amount of rosemary. So the specialty of this dish is we don't add those kind of dried. So guys, you can see that I have some coriander, fresh corianders here. Without coriander, you can also use parsley if you have it. If you don't have it, then coriander is fine. And I am going to add these dried herbs, like this one is our parsley. Then I have the thymes, which should not go directly into the gravy. It's the oregano. I'm adding it like this, and here goes our rosemary. If you want some kind of mix of Indian flavor or some other flavor which makes your cooking little different than the usual French Navarin, then you can add this. I have these kaffir lime leaves, which adds the really good flavor into the Navarin. And this entire thing, what I am going to do, I have some bay leaves also. So keep it like this and add it and wrap it completely. This is called the bouquet garni. So it's an Indian version of the bouquet garni, you can say, because most of the fresh rosemaries and then these spices, oreganos, getting fresh in India, it's little difficult. So better we keep it like this, that some coriander and those spices wrapped into this. So let us wrap it with some thread. Tightly wrap it, otherwise there is a chance that it will open up, or the thread might get loosened while we prepare the gravy, and the whole thing will mingle to the gravy and it will not take your dish as desired. So here we go. And for the safety, you can seal the upper part also, where there is chance that oregano might come in the upper part, so it's kind of a this shape. This is fine. So let us keep it aside because it will go into the gravy. So this is our Indian version of the bouquet garni. Little funny, but finally it will give you the ultimate product and you can enjoy it. We don't have parsley, we are managing with coriander. That's fine enough. So guys, now it's time for the cooking. So what we can do, we can jump into the preparation directly now. So let me clean my kitchen table slide. Because the dirty kitchen gives you a feel that your cooking will be dirty. So try to keep your kitchen as clean as possible. Okay, now this is the mutton, and what we need to do, we need to add some, we need to wrap the mutton in the in some amount of flour, as I was telling, like this. You can add the flour in the gravy also, which I will do for thickening up the gravy, but this will give a nice texture to your mutton. Now I am putting the mutton pieces like this. I have 5 pieces of mutton, so it's easy to make 5 pieces. Then a whole 2 kgs, 3 kgs of mutton, and it's too much hot in India, so it's always better to have some light foods in the night. So it's for my dinner, and we are 5 people, so these pieces are too large. So 5 pieces are enough for 5 people. So out of 5 people, only 2 are adults. So these pieces are fine. So guys, let us start with the, so we have burnt up our oven, and take a large pan and heat up quickly. And remember that this kind of recipes you need, as you are taking the larger piece of the mutton, so you need to go slow. So you should not make hurry, and it cannot be done so quickly, because if you do that, then the mutton won't be cooked that well. Ultimately, the taste is the matter, so the taste won't be that good. We are adding some butters. Let us don't jumble it. Let us add only 2 pieces of cubes and some olive oil. So my pan is heated enough, I think. The purpose of this step is to roast your mutton, not fully cooked. Roast and keep aside. Then start processing your vegetables, and then finally make the gravy of your choice. So here I need the spatula. My favorite spatula is the blue one. Okay, that's fine. So at this stage of stage of roasting the mutton, what you can do also, you can add little oregano also to this roasting, so that from the very beginning itself the taste becomes good, and as well as the flavor becomes very good. So let us quickly add the pieces. So you can see the whole pieces here, and so I think after olive oil the temperature is little reduced. Okay, now it's fine for the roasting. And this is the third one. So now you add this thing. I really like this spatula and this tong. It's kind of a cartoon. Sometimes I become kid and I feel like I am still a kid. Oh, see the golden color? Don't make rush, because you have to take a very good texture on your mutton. So be gentle. Oh. So guys, you can see that my mutton roasting is almost done. Here is the texture, you can see, and I am lifting it up, and I have not added the oregano or thyme anything here at this stage, because I will slightly fry more. And rest 2 pieces, first 3 pieces I have tried, and now rest of the 2 pieces I am putting. Just keep in mind that your mutton pieces should not stuck at the bottom. Now once these are slightly textured, what I am going to do, what I'll do, I will add the thyme, parsley and the dried herbs. Try to evenly fry it, because when you are taking the bigger pieces of mutton, there are chances that inside the layer the butter is not getting not entering, and whenever you will eat it, that time it doesn't give you that consistency of butter and the flavors. So now you can see that rest of the 2 pieces I already fried, and now what I am going to do, I am putting the first 3 pieces again back to the pan and lower the temperature, and I will add some oregano and the dried herb. Whenever we are cooking any kind of French or Italian or any European dish, don't Wow, the smell is now really awesome. Though guys, you might think that whenever I prepare the bouquet garni with the muslin cotton, piece of cotton, why I am again putting all those things in the fry? Nothing but adding some extra flavors to the mutton, so that from the very beginning itself the smell becomes consistent across the gravy and the mutton pieces. So whenever you will bite it, you will get the same pleasure in terms of the taste and flavor across your gravy and pieces. So finally you are going to bite the pieces and the fleshes. So flesh should have the same kind of consistency on flavor. But you see, this whenever you are roasting the mutton with the dried herb, it is not going to add going to add all those herbs as the raw herbs that is going inside the gravy. Well, now it's time to lift the pieces up and back again to the gallery. It's not the gallery where the mutton is resting. Finally it has to be cooked. So it is its final destination. So you can say that this is final destination part 4, and at the part 5 it will go into the gravy. So this is how I enjoy cooking. I relate it to something that is very common to me and entertain me a lot, the way I do the cooking. So cooking is basically a fun, as long as you are making cooking as fun. So whenever the fun is not there, the taste will also disappear. Okay guys, now it's time to add the onions and the rest of the ingredients here. One is the onion. Let us saute it slightly. Don't put much oils because this should be a healthy dish, so don't put much oil in it. And finally, moreover, whenever you are selecting this kind of dish for the dinner, so make it as simple as it is, because the final target is to have a stew fully filled with the vitamins of your vegetables and the proteins of your mutton, chicken or the non-veggies. Okay, and now I'm adding the garlics. I don't know guys why I am so fond of garlic in the butter. So this smell really makes me crazy sometimes. Garlic in the butter or garlic in the olive oil, it makes me crazy. Slightly increase the heat. Now guys, slowly add all your next vegetables here, like the sweet corn and green peas. And I forgot to mention that there is a secret ingredient here, that is the whole nutmeg. that always used in the mutton preparation whenever you are especially dealing with the large pieces of mutton, because this kind of nutmeg makes your mutton totally tenderized whenever you are cooking. So it's a dirty trick, and also it makes the mutton so flavorful that um, it adds the flavor slowly and slowly. So just before you add the mutton to the final preparation, you add this thing. So let us keep it aside so that we don't forget it. So we have added green peas and the sweet corn, and let us add our special basil, my garden grown basil. I am putting it whole so that after the cooking is over, this comes in pieces and it adds some green textures in the gravy. Wow, what a smell! Guys, always try this, because here in the video I cannot show you the smell. But whenever you are adding the basils in the butter or olive oil, the kind of smell it brings, it's really awesome. Guys, now I'm going to add some tomato puree. So it is already, I have prepared it and I stored it in my freezer so that my cooking becomes quick. So once you add the puree to it, it will start spreading the smell like anything. The flavorful tomato puree, then some basils, some oreganos and basils, which actually infused the oil and butter when I roasted the mutton. So far I have not added any salt over here in the cooking. Now adding, guys, you can take your choice of salt. I know how much I need, so here is the quantity that I need. So this I cannot describe that, okay, 1 tablespoon or 2 tablespoon, because it entirely depends on your kind of choice of your saltiness. Guys, here if you want, you can add some paprika also, so that the color so that the color becomes good. I don't prefer the paprika here because I like it as it is, rather I make it more flavorful, so that finally when I get it in the plate, I get the flavor first and then the taste, and as well as color is important, but not for this kind of dishes. I like colorful foods, but whenever I am concentrating more on the vitamins and proteins to extract completely from the ingredients, that time I focus more on the ingredients and slight colors, so that the food looks good and it comes good in the plate. Okay guys, now it's time to add our mutton and start slow cooking it. because as fast as you move, your mutton uh, will remain that much uncooked or stay hard or not tender. So it's better to go slow. Always when you are cooking non-veggies, try slow cooking. You can easily feel the taste, the difference in taste. Guys, now I think I can add slight water in it. Add the water slightly first. Mix the water properly, because you need more water, because it's a kind of stew you need. Guys, now add the potatoes at this stage, and also the carrots, because carrot takes especially the large pieces of carrot takes much time to get boiled or get tender, so it's better to add the carrot now. Guys, increase the heat now so that it start getting cooked and the watery part of the pan becomes watery part of the pan, it reduces. And now it's time to, it's slightly dried now. The watery part is almost gone, and now it's time to add quite a good amount of water and put you can guess the amount of water I have put. Here almost 1 bottle of water I have already put here, and now is the time to stir well so that the spices get evenly mixed. Guys, now it's time to add our bouquet garni, the Indian bouquet garni, better to mention, and add the beautiful flavor in your product. So we are proceeding to the to the final product. And now it's time to add everything one by one, and then keep it simmer and take a nap and come back. So it will take almost the kind of pieces that I have shown you. It takes almost 1.5 hours to 2 hours to get cooked in simmer. Guys, I have not forgot these things yet, but these are beans, so French beans. It actually gets tender very quickly, so let us add it little later, but let me keep it in front of me so that I don't forget. Guys, add the flour slightly, not much, not less. Add little, because with time it will make your gravy thicken, so don't add much. And stir it well, lower down the heat. And one quick trick here also, so if you, even after adding all water, then flour and everything, if you still feel that your gravy is not that much thick or your stew is not that much thick, don't add more flour. Rather you can add the 1 or 2 butter cubes, because butter quickly make a gravy thicken. Guys, now I am going to take a small nap and come back, and till then enjoy any TV program that you might be currently watching, or play with your kid if you have, and I'll come back. Guys, and almost our mutton is ready, mutton Navarin is ready, so you can see slight more time it will take, because now I can show you what kind of tenderness it has brought. It is now leaving the bones. You can see it's super tender. You can easily understand that it is now leaving the bones. That means, and also the internal part of it is also very tender. In each pieces, whenever I am pressing it, it is showing that kind of consistency. And finally we will keep it in the same temperature 5 to 10 minutes more, with some, to add some flavor to it, with fresh basil chopped very finely. Guys, you can never imagine that what kind of flavor it adds when you add basil at the end. And also what I'll do, the kind of thickness the gravy has brought, I want little more. So what I am going to do, I am going to put one more butter cube, that is enough, and I will cover the lid. You can see the texture on the inner part of the mutton. See, the fiber are completely melted now, and it's awesome in flavor. Let it stay in simmer for 5 more minutes, and then we will do the plating of it. And guys, finally our mutton Navarin is ready, and we are going to have it either with bread or rice, so it's up to your choice. The kind of thickness I have got from this gravy is perfect for rice, and the dinner with rice and Navarin, it's awesome. Hope you have enjoyed the video and the way I explained the cooking. And to encourage me, obviously I would expect some likes and subscribe so that I can make better videos in future and come back with new recipes and as well as my signature dishes. Thank you so much for watching and staying with me, and all the best for your Navarin. Please post your photos to me either in Shan's Indian Food Gallery or Indian Food Gallery in Facebook, so that I can also understand that how your preparation was. Hope it will be good. All the best wishes and good night.